and just share from my heart how the last 2 days has been me being on my amazing speaker journey and training in Sheffield with my now business partner, Bilal Jamil. Also, talking about the relationship between the thoughts that you think and happiness. There is a correlation between the thoughts that we think and how happy we are in life. You may not know that until you actually are either in a crisis, like I have been quite a few, facing quite a few crises this year. Some curveballs being thrown my way that I had to not only to survive, but actually find the way to thrive. And just a few days ago, I had to put my puppy to sleep. How do I navigate such a unseen, unexpected, non-prepared situation? Now, being in this space where I know that the stories that you tell has so much weight when you want to create success and create a better life. And yeah, so I decided to talk about that today. And I want to start off with how my 2 days went in Sheffield. All going to Sheffield with the one purpose to be on stage in Paris 2 days in October, the 20th and 21st, and just deliver talks that transform, because that is my passion in life. So Monday morning was that not even 24 hours after I laid my puppy to sleep. I was at the Copenhagen airport and I had hardly slept that night. I had hardly eaten since I was told the terrible news that my puppy was suffering from kidney problems and most likely also cancer, lung cancer. He was really on the edge of dying. I stopped, and when I said farewell to him a few hours later, he could hardly walk. I mean, this was a very, very touchable, terrible moment for me. Me being a amazing and really from the heart a dog and cat lover. Anyway, but I was there and I broadcasted to you going into Terminal 3 in Copenhagen Airport, and I was ready, but I was certainly also very tired. So I hadn't. It's really interesting is that when you go into a crisis like I did Sunday, my body completely shut down. It was like I couldn't talk. The headache was like so massive. And it was like everything was not falling apart, but I was really, my body was shutting down. And what I wrote about yesterday is like stepping into the mom role. I realized that's not me stepping into the mom role. What does that mean? Maybe for some that relates to you, but for me, I'm just Camilla. And I am Camilla, full-hearted. I am Camilla. I'm vulnerable. I love my animals. I'm also very professional. But I come and I had a very good chat with a coach of mine, Rita, and I said, "Well, just show up because you're mourning. You have lost." And we're talking about about that. So I went to I made my way to Sheffield, and I came in, and my trainer blood could just see that something was not really how it was going. And I said, I'll just put my puppy to sleep. And I knew all the way that I wanted to control how I entered the room, because I know that that's so impactful, right? So what we did, I just really said I can't control. I can't focus. I couldn't focus. My brain was shutting down. And we did a lot of meditation, and my newsletter on Sunday is will be on meditation, the power of meditating. If you don't know how to meditate, it will be very difficult for you to, when you need it, to go into that state. Really surrender to that amazing space there is. Um, and we did about 2 hours of meditation, and then he just said, Camilla, you need a pause. You need to pause. And I went upstairs. He sorted out my room, made sure that I could get into my room much earlier. And then I slept for 2.5 hours, and I thought, okay, now I'm rocking and rolling again, and here I am. But I wasn't really. And I experienced that my thoughts were taking me back to the guilt. I have such a big pocket of guilt that I didn't react earlier. And now it's a few days since the passing, and I can see the trends now, but I'm not a vet. I've been there before, and I love my animals, but really the signs, yes, there were signs. But with cancer, I can't. I'm trying to apologize. I don't want to apologize, right? But it's really, that is the guilt I sat with. So one of the tools that I used when I walked down the streets of Sheffield on Monday was inner child healing, which for me was really powerful. It's like the older Camilla, the adult Camilla meets the young Camilla. And very crazy it might sound, but it's, for me, it worked really well. Walking down the streets of in Sheffield, I was alone because it was the funeral of Queen Elizabeth the second, so the streets were empty. So nobody really thought, what's going on in her? Is she crazy? Is whatever's going on, whatever they might think? But I was really just on my own, and I enjoyed it. And that was a really good way of me to control and embrace my grief, embrace my guilt, and that also pumped up my level of happiness. Then obviously, then I came back home to the hotel, and it went actually okay. And then now and again, I had some cry outbursts, which we know is good. It's good to cry. What are your tears telling you right now? I always ask my clients that question. The interesting and very nice experience was that when in day 2, I used all the tools that I teach and train my clients in. I use them on myself to say, okay, how do I want to show up? I want to be in control. I also want to create the safe space for me to be in. And by that, practicing that and reading a lot about how to deal with the loss of a animal, a pet. I wrote the article, my post on LinkedIn, and it was really like, claim the loss, and I claimed the loss of Kenzie, and I was really controlling my thoughts. I was so conscious aware of when I was not telling myself good stories and when I was telling stories that made me feel happy. And as I went through that process, I was able yesterday to be in the moment. I have really some amazing breakthroughs. I also realized that during our time together, and that time with me and my trainer, was that as soon as he left the room for me to prepare, my thoughts were going in the direction I didn't really want to. So what I did was then I listened to meditation music that that got me thinking of something else, tuning into the assignment I was giving, and The assignment was like, Camilla, and I would give the sentence, or the storyline of what I was going to do, and prepare on the spot, and then I had 10 seconds to talk about that. And it could be 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes, up till 10 minutes. And that was a really good exercise for me to exercise and train my muscle in speaking on the fly, as long as you know how to ground. That comes also in with meditation and controlling your thoughts. And it takes me to the topic I want to talk about today is about controlling your thoughts is essential if we want to become happier, want to be happier. It's also important, like when we want to create more success in life. We can only create as much success as we are able to believe is possible. How we see the world. If we think thoughts that are negative, you may work as hard as you can work there. In Danish, we will say, like, you work the sun black. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really make it much sense here, right? But it's like you can work along many hours, but it's not the same as you make good money. It's not the same that you have a happy life. So what you want to do as a successful leader, you want to control your thoughts, and you want to become so conscious aware of the thoughts that you think, and you want to have your toolbox of go-to meditations, your network, and your coaches, your mentors, so you can reach out for help when you need it. Because that's the moment when you start to tap into the happy moments. And this morning, I realized I needed another book to that could help me heal my wounds and my loss, and help me not fast track my grieving process, because it's not about fast tracking, but I want to learn to embrace my guilt. I never had so much guilt in my life as I had with the loss of Kenzie. So I spent some time this morning on googling books on the loss of pets, and I found an amazing book. And just one, in case you are interested, it's on Audible, and it's called Repairing the Heartbreaks of Pet Loss Grief by C. Jeffrey. And the tools that C. Jeffrey teaches is absolutely a mass of the tools I have been trained in, I have used to heal from a traumatic relationship, and the tools that I teach and train my clients in. C. Jeffrey uses the tools in the world of the loss of a pet. I use the tools in the environment of creating more success and a happier life. The tools is exactly the same. It's about telling yourself better feeling stories and accept what is, what is. And that was a piece of advice I got both Monday, the day after the loss of my Kenzie, and on day 2. Accept what is and accept the grief. I had difficulty grieving because, if he has cancer, that's how it is. But my guilt was so big a burden that I just had to find a way, not out, but to process my guilt. And that comes again back to the thoughts and the level of happiness. And I share this because we are professional people, but we are also personal people. And whatever goes on in our life, if we can't control how we show up, it's not about controlling, but we are being aware of how we show up. And we have our go-to methods, processes, systems, then it will be really hard to become more successful the easy way. And I just really want to share that. If this resonates with you, if you want to learn a system that will take you on how you can increase your conscious awareness, and so that you can level up your force, you can level up your conscious awareness, so you're not stuck in negative thoughts, feelings, and then actions, then my invitation to you is to join my free webinar tomorrow, Thursday, 5 p.m. CEST. I promise it will be outstanding. It will be on camera. We will be connecting. It's a personal environment, and this is for you who want to up level. And tomorrow, I'm also going to talk about the voice of the leader, or the leadership voice. The leadership voice is as strong as your inner voice. So if you are not in control, if your inner me is being challenged, your leadership voice is challenged as well. You will not appear strong. You will not appear as a leader who motivates and creates an environment for people to show up. So that's why controlling your thoughts becomes so essential in whatever you do and how you live your life. So remember my free invitation. I'm just going to put it in the chat to join my free webinar tomorrow. It would be absolutely amazing to have you with me and the other amazing people who have signed up. It's free. You can ask questions. I'm here to support you on your journey. And if you're struggling or suffering from a pet loss, reach out to me as well. I'm here to support. You are not alone. I'm not alone. We're here together. And it's so human and it's so okay not to be okay. And it's so okay to show that we are mourning. That I learned. But also by showing and sharing, I believe that the healing process gets better and faster. And it will result in something really amazing. We don't know it yet, but that's something the universe has created for us. With this, send you all my love. Thanks for tuning in, whether it's live or whether it's a recording. See you again tomorrow. Take care. Bye for now.